Welcome to all our viewers. Up to the second part of round 15. On my right's Naomi Williams for netball. I've got to get this right, don't I? On my left is Keith Anderson representing the Juan Gazette and all the ardent football followers in Gippsland. Keith, no real surprises on the weekend. I'm just reading your headlines there.
Well, no, it wasn't, and I think the second week of the split round certainly throws up a lot more interest. Results went. The match, which was probably less predictable, was Bairnsdale and Warragul, but Bairnsdale finished up running away with that in the second half to score a pretty convincing win.
Yeah, there must have been better weather conditions up at Bairnsdale because the scores were fairly accurate, but at the game we were at, Leongatha-Druin, it was pretty ordinary out there.
Yeah, I understand that Bairnsdale was pretty windy.
All right.
But she was very ordinary at Druin, I can assure you. The ground was very, very average and pretty ugly football. Can't blame the players for that or anybody, but the conditions were just terrible.
And I think the battle of the two chief supporters, Leongatha's Mel Mackey and Druin's Chris Luciat, that was a very amicable parade on Saturday. Just a bit of banter between each other and no real... We thought there might be a little bit more coming out of the Druin, but it was just a bit of good-hearted banter that had a lot of people laughing most of the time.
Oh, they'll get a laugh, but of course, all the cards are in, all the top cards are in Mel's hands.
Okay, anything happening in netball?
Well, I would say the two matches that were played both had the results that I predicted.
Oh, Nostradamus, eh?
2 from 2, wow, awesome. But yeah, similar with the football, the matches this week in the second half of the split round are going to have more to say with what actually happens come finals than what we had last week.
Druin and Leongatha played last week. Are they shaping up as the grand finalists?
Well, at the moment they're looking like they could be, but Leongatha isn't looking as strong as what they did at the beginning of the season. I don't think that they've gotten worse. I think the other teams are starting to catch up. So it'll be really interesting to see also what Traralgon can do.
Who's got... Oh, okay, well what we'll do, we'll go into Traralgon Wonthaggi first, and we might get you to kick off on the netball then.
Alright, well, Traralgon Wonthaggi. Traralgon have just been going strength to strength. Wonthaggi was sitting third a couple of weeks ago and have dropped to fifth. It doesn't look like they'll drop out, but they'll want to win this week to secure that spot. But like I said, Traralgon are just getting stronger and stronger. They've had a player out overseas for 6 weeks and they've sort of started gelling, so I imagine that Traralgon are going to be too strong for Wonthaggi even though they're travelling.
It's only half a game difference, isn't it?
It is.
So it should be a very close one there.
I imagine.
Okay. The football, Traralgon Wonthaggi. Wonthaggi are wearing a new heritage jumper for the weekend against Traralgon, just so for everyone's information.
Well, what's the heritage jumper?
It's a white jumper, which I had to ring Traralgon tonight on the way to the studios tonight to make sure that Traralgon didn't wear their white away jumper. But anyway, they'll be wearing their maroon with a white stripe, and Wonthaggi have got this new white jumper, which looks, white seems to be the in colour with some of the away strips, although they're wearing it at home.
Clearly they're not the ones doing the washing.
Don't wear it to Druin.
It'll change the brown.
Yeah, Wonthaggi's ground is like a bowling green, so it should be fine there. Well, this is really the match.
Yeah.
If Traralgon win, I think that settles the pie. I don't think we'll have any changes there. It would put them 2 games and a fair swagger percentage ahead of Wonthaggi with just 3 games to go, so it would require Traralgon then to lose all 3, Wonthaggi to win all 3 for there to be a change. But I'm tipping Traralgon. They've had trouble getting a full side on the paddock for a fair few weeks, but they've done enough to be there, and I think they'll get up. Saw Wonthaggi the week before last against Druin, and while it was a crackerjack game, and both sides really put in. it didn't show enough to me to think that Wonthaggi's a final five side, so I'll go for Traralgon.
Yeah, no, I think Traralgon will be that little bit desperate, although Wonthaggi in their new jumper might pull something out of the bag, but I think Traralgon will pull out all stops, and yeah, I tip them to win. Before we go on to the remaining one, I see here the front page of the footy lift down in the World Gazette's been dedicated to the Bo Vernon cause.
Yeah, whole page. Yeah, well, it's such an issue that I think's affected everybody in this league, particularly, and in the wider football community. And yeah, it's just that we've all got to, one, get behind and try and assist Bo and the Vernon family as much as possible, and also I think we've really got to have a solid think and take some actions on, hey, we've got to have better coverage for players. It's not a great deal to dip into the pocket of clubs or others, and everybody's got to play a part. I think some players can start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't be asking for so much money, maybe I should be asking for a little less money and a bit better protection and things like that. But it's something that needs to be really thought out quickly and get something a lot better in place for next season.
Yeah, I think, and what you actually talked about is the capital benefits for when someone's, incapacitated. There's 4 levels in the AFL fund, and it starts off at 125, then 150, 250 and $1 million. And all VCFL clubs are on the silver one, which is 150. But it's one of those things that people don't take much note of. They don't think about it until something happens. And then all of a sudden we find that a young 23-year-old capital benefit payout of 150,000, which is insufficient, nowhere near what is required. So what Keith's done is put an article on that. He's going to send that to the VCFL. The Gippsland League have also written to the VCFL and AFL regarding that at least the capital benefits on its own should be increased to $1 million, so that if we have one of these unlucky incidents again, that the person's adequately covered. But there's a raffle that the league have got at the moment, the 10 clubs. It's $5 a ticket. The prize is donated by Bulls Cruises and Captain Cove. Drew and Commercial Printers have printed us 15,000 tickets for nothing. Every club in the Gippsland League has got 1,000 tickets. North Gippsland clubs have got tickets. Workways, Evans Petroleum, all 5 umpiring panels that are involved with us have got tickets. So please dig deep, buy a ticket, sell a ticket, whatever you can do. And also there's the fund that people can donate to, which is in your article. So we just make an impassioned plea to everyone, please dig deep and let's get some funds up together, because the Vernon family's going to need them desperately.
I think the other thing, apart from the capital benefits too, which is, I understand in Victorian country football it's about 30 years since something of this nature has happened, as the type of injury Bo Vernon's got. But just in more general things, if the coverage is upgraded to meet, a greater amount of Medicare,
medical costs,
care costs, etc. I think we all need to do that, and a lot of income component as well. It's just it's a hard lesson to learn, but hopefully some lessons to learn.
Yeah, no, that's right. So as we say, just please get behind it. We come to our last match to finish off the round 15, and it's Morwell and Sale. So that, we might go to the netball again first. Get you off the...
Get me?
Right.
All right. So Sale versus Morwell. Sale have fallen from second spot. They'll really want to cement their win this week. If Morwell are to have any chance at finals, they'll need a win this week. They've their second half of their season's definitely been stronger than their first half. I expect that Sale will be too strong, but it'd be great to see an upset so that things are still alive for the last 3 rounds.
So who do you reckon is going to win?
So I reckon Sale will win.
Sale will win.
But I'd like to see Morwell win.
Okay, well that's good.
Oh, you don't like Sale?
No, I just don't. I want things to still be up in the air. There's
that's
still a
fair
chance.
Okay, well, Sale and Morwell, the last time they met, Morwell caused the upset of the season up until then.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We got some customers turning up here. Yeah, well, that's Amy. Upset of the
Popular
season.
Studios here.
They squeaked home, Morwell squeaked home by 5 points in that game. Sale's only lost for the year. I think Sale would really want to win this game so they hit a final series knowing they've beaten anybody else they might come up against in the finals. It's at Sale. They're travelling so well. Can't see them getting beaten. Unless they have some disaster strike between now and the end of the year, I think they're just about lay down the Z to make the grand final. We all know finals can be a bit different and grand finals can be very different, but I expect to see them there on grand final day, and I don't think this week's game will be any hiccups for them along the way to it.
Yeah, I'm in two minds on this one. I mean, I keep thinking that Morwell can pull it off, but then
They're pretty good.
Morwell's a very
side.
good side. They've got a great ruckman. They've got great backmen. On ball, the whole lot there. As far we have got a definite. At this stage, we're classing Traralgon as having slipped a bit, and Maffra slipped a bit on what they've normally been, and I would suggest that Morwell's probably just above those two.
Yeah,
And with Leongatha and Sale, I think it's a top three at this stage. We're talking round 15. I think they're actually our top three teams playing at the moment. But I still lean towards Sale. They've just got too many guns for mine. But I still expect a fantastic match.
Yeah, I did have a look at some of the stats this week, and I think Sale are averaging kicking about 118 points per game.
Right.
They are conceding somewhere in the 40 points, whereas Morwell's average score is in the 80 points margin, and what they're conceding is in the high 60s. So there's, certainly Sale have shown that they're the most potent side in the forward line, and also the most stingy side in the back line. And they've done that over the course of the season, and I just think all those things stack up for a Sale win on Saturday. But it should be a good game, and with not too many other, they should get a good crowd with people from Maffra and Bairnsdale able to go along, and it should be a really, really good game. Hopefully we get a bit of decent weather. But
Anyway, I think Sale will win. Have you got a view on the footy there?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, that's a trifecta. All right, that's it for round 15. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all next week.